Yo, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to Lycan Studios. Today we're actually going to be taking a look at the theory behind what that whole plot leak review was all about. That's right, today we're going to be diving into the theory that Bran is actually the Night King. So I'm not gonna lie, I was trying to figure out what to upload today. I told a couple people that I would be doing like an in-game theory type video, but I forgot that I actually already had this video finished for one of my older channels. So I figured I would just reuse it and upload it right now. I do just want to apologize real quick for always using the same beat. This is an old video, so I couldn't go back and like re-render it or anything like that with a different beat, but I will be from now on using some different music, so I do apologize about that. But anyways, that's pretty much it. Definitely leave me a comment letting me know what you guys want to see next. I still will maybe do like another in-game theory type video, trying to just answer as many questions that I can think of. If you guys would be interested in that, or if you have a question for the video, definitely leave it in the comments. But anyways, we'll see you guys later. Peace. All right, so I want you guys to hit that thumbs up button if you are excited for this theory. Let's jump into it. So what we know right now is that the Night King has a dragon and has a huge army of the dead. They pretty much just took the wall in the last episode, and now they are marching south and are most likely going to end up at Winterfell. With that being said, we know that there's only going to be 6 episodes in Game of Thrones Season 8. So I kind of guess by episode 3 or 4, the Night King will be defeated. So that just raises the huge question on how. So something that we also know is that the army of the dead have risen before and were defeated. So what would be the best way to figure out how to defeat something now? It would be to go back and look at how they were defeated previously. That's right, we're talking about some time traveling. If you guys remember, the three-eyed raven actually told Bran that you will never walk again, but you will fly. So a lot of people seem to think that this means that he may warg into a dragon, but I think it means time travel. With the combination of the sight and warging, he's already affected the past by making Willis into Hodor. Also, if you remember, he got his father's attention outside the Tower of Joy when he found out that Jon's mother is actually Lyanna, and then he even got touched by the Night King in one of his green sights. So if you also remember, the three-eyed raven tells Bran that if he stays in the past too long, he will become stuck. So that's kind of what this whole theory revolves around. So we're actually going to stick with the main details of just how Bran is going to do this, but if you guys want another video talking about how the whole ending will play out, definitely let me know, because I think I have an idea, as well as there's also a couple videos that have talked about it before. So basically, we think that there's going to come a point in probably episode 1 or episode 2 where Bran thinks that the only way to defeat the Night King is to go back in time and just try to figure it out there. So if you're still thinking this theory is pretty crazy, just wait until you hear this first part. So like we said before, we already know that he can go back in time, but one of the main things to keep in mind is that the ink is dry. That's what the three-eyed raven told him. What is in the past is already written. This can be proven by Hodor. So it's basically saying that even when he goes back, he's not really changing anything, he's just figuring out why it happened. So what's going to happen? Kinda already is going to happen. The ink is dry. Hodor was already Hodor in the present. He basically just went back and found out how he became Hodor. So that's pretty much what happens again when he tries to go back the first time and prepare King Aerys. So you guys know that King Aerys was the Mad King. He came before Robert and was noted saying, "Burn them all," as he tried to burn the city to the ground. Is it possible that Bran actually caused King Aerys to go mad by whispering in his ear, you know, the same method he used to communicate with Ned? I think so. I think he told him to start preparing the wildfire or to burn them all, and then King Aerys decided to do that himself, but eventually it drove him mad because the Targaryens are known to suffer from mental illnesses. Something like that could definitely trigger a mental illness. Somebody coming back in time and whispering in your ear, something that you really don't even know about, is enough to drive anybody crazy, let alone someone who's already predisposed to mental illnesses. So with that plan not really working out and the ink remaining dry, as noted before, Bran decides to go back a second time. Now that he's done it once, he's a little bit better and goes back even further in time. So this time he actually goes back to discover how the others were defeated the first time. He fails again and instead succeeds to become Bran the Builder, building the wall and securing his berth by building Winterfell and creating the words, "There must always be a Stark in Winterfell." Now, to be honest, I'm not exactly too sure how they could kind of tie this together with him becoming someone else, but that could fulfill a prophecy, so I think we'll just have to wait and see how they elaborate on that. This is actually where we're going to put in the question of the video. How do you guys think that that could be tied together? Bran becoming Bran the Builder. I don't know if it could or not. I think it's going to be something more like he ends up telling his ancestor how to construct the wall and stuff instead of actually becoming him. But what do you guys think? So this third and final time of traveling back through time is where things get really crazy. So for the final time, he decides to go all the way back to when the Night King was created. He actually ends up warging into the human that becomes the Night King in order to try to stop the event from happening where the children of the forest actually stab him with dragon glass. So by this time, he realized he fails again and tries to go back in the current timeline, but can't because he's too deep in the past and stayed way too long. Just like it was said, it is beautiful beneath the sea, stay too long and you drown. From here, Bran gets stuck in the past, exactly as Brendan and Jojen warned him not to, and becomes the Night King. With the combination of the children's magic and Bran's power, he becomes the villain instead of the hero he tried to be, resulting in turning against the children for creating him and getting stuck behind the magical wall he later builds as Bran the Builder. Immortal as he is, he waits for himself to be born thousands of years later, knowing when and where he has to be to mark the young Bran. He personally ends up killing Brynden Rivers for hiding the truth about what would happen with him, and eventually he is able to destroy the wall with the dragon. The reason the Night King doesn't end his misery by killing his younger self is that he finally learns that the ink is dry and he would fail again. The reason he doesn't kill Jon Snow and instead observes him at Hardhome is because Jon ends up killing him and defeating the army of the dead. We'll talk about that in another video if you guys want to hear it, but basically he ends up marching south, once again fulfilling his timeline. If you go back and watch the scene where young Bran goes back to the creation of the Night King when the children push the dragon glass into his heart, you can actually see Bran tighten his grip on his veins, just like he's experiencing the pain himself. Also, in the end of the flashback, Bran is actually laying in the same exact position in the cave as the human pushed up to the tree is. So this kind of ties in with Jon Snow being the prince that was promised, who eventually has to kill his little brother Bran, the Night King. That gives us the bittersweet ending that George R.R. Martin was talking about. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. That theory completely blows my mind. Like, how could somebody think of a world like that and actually make that happen? So yeah, guys, keep in mind that this is just a theory. Nothing is definitive. I may have missed a few things. If I did, I do apologize. You can definitely go read about it some more. But anyways, we'll see you guys in the next video. This has been Lycan Studios. Peace.